Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Brihvakatara Śrīmad, His Divine Grace Srila Asa Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Brihvakatara Śrīmad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Gokishwaras Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Shri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Śrīmad-Bhāgavad Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sadhu Sangha Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All good Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sehitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavana Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Today's verse number 11, chapter 4, entitled Transcendental Knowledge. Please repeat. Yathā prapadyante tāṁs bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ yathā prapadyante tāṁs bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ yathā prapadyante tāṁs bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ yathā prapadyante tāṁs bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ Okay, please go ahead.
ताम्स तथैवा bhajāmyaham मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ ये yathā मां prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmyaham मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ ये yathā मां prapadyante ताम्स तथैवा bhajāmyaham मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ ये yathā मां prapadyante ताम्स तथैवा bhajāmyaham मम vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ
Mam prapadyante bhajāmi aham mama vartmānuvartante sarvaśaḥ. So, thank you very much. Word for word, please repeat. Yea, all who, yathā, as, mam, unto me, prapadyante, surrender, tan, them, tathā, so, eva, certainly, bhajāmi, reward, aham, I, mama, my, vartma, path, anuvartante, follow, manuṣyāḥ, all men, pārtha, O son of Pṛthā, sarvaśaḥ, in all respects. So, translation, Srila Prabhupada. All of them as they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pṛthā. Please repeat. All of them as they surrender unto me. Yes, no. As also, anyway, that's a change. I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path. In all respects. O son of Pṛthā. Purport Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is searching for Kṛṣṇa in the different aspects of his manifestations. Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal brahma-jyotir effulgence and as the all-pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Kṛṣṇa is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Kṛṣṇa is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's ideas to have him. In the transcendental world also, Kṛṣṇa reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Kṛṣṇa rewards all devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are all equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Kṛṣṇa also helps by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties as the Yogeshwara, and those who are yogis seeking mystic perfections are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are different degrees of success on the same path. Unless therefore one comes to the highest perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as is stated in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 2.3.10. Karma sarvakama va muksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotee, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Yes. So, Makam karochi vachalam pangam laitekirim yad kripatam aham vande Shri Guru Nidatarinam yetam mam prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. All of them as they surrender unto me. I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pṛthā. So all of them as they surrender to me, so we can see that is referring to the devotees, or they are surrendering to Kṛṣṇa in the three ways the Bhāgavatam defines the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabhyate. So Vedanta tatra vidas. Those that know the absolute truth know that these three aspects of the Supreme Lord are eternal. One is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord, haranmayena patrena, the glowing effulgence of the Supreme Lord. This is particularly manifest in the Vaikuntha lokas. Then there is Paramatma, Krishna's expansion to regulate the material world and the spiritual souls within it. So Paramatma is not in the spiritual world. People are regulated there by yogamaya, by bhava, by prema, as Pṛthā explains in different rasas. So there is Aishwarya Bhava in the Vaikuntha lokas, where Kṛṣṇa is worshipped with awe and reverence. So that is called Haridam. So there, Narayan and Lakshmi are there, and the Supreme Lord is worshipped in Dasyabhav, and also a touch of Sakya, intimate friendship with the Supreme Lord. But the predominant mood is the realization that Kṛṣṇa is the supremely opulent Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they're surrendering in that mood. The other persons, the yogis, they are surrendering to Kṛṣṇa as Paramatma. But they are confined to the material world. Generally their highest aspiration is called kaivalya. They want to attain oneness with the absolute truth, whom they consider, according to their particular position, as Paramatma, the Supreme Lord of the material world. And generally they are motivated by Ashtasiddhi. They want to become masters of the material energy under the shelter of Paramatma. It's according to their knowledge and position and their guru and understanding. But they want to be siddhas. So Siddhaloka is there, above Gandharvaloka. In the 5th canto, it explains that we're on the Bhuloka. Below is the 7 lower planetary systems, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala, Rasatala, Patala. And then above us, there's different lokas also. But there Rishabhdev, he talks about the different living entities. So above the humans are the bhutas, a general term, meanings those spirit souls that are only within their subtle body. They don't have a gross body. They are considered a higher life form. So they operate on the mental platform. And many are confined there according to their karma. They're not deserving a material body, or they are worshippers of different ghosts and bhutas when they're on earth. And then above them are the Gandharvas. And above the Gandharvas are the heavenly musicians, apsaras are appearing in this region. And then above them are the Siddhas. The Siddhas, Siddhaloka, this grade of consciousness, is for those Siddhas who are Paramatma worshippers, and they've developed Ashtasiddhi. To some extent, different ranges and different areas. And then above the Siddhas are the Asura. That is explained there. The Asura. Asura, that means the demoniac entities. They want to enjoy the material energy. The Siddha, he wants to enjoy the subtle energy, but the Asura has an accent talking in general terms, to control and enjoy the material energy. We see that, and there's different religious systems that talk about that. Kṛṣṇa explains there are Devaloka, there are those that worship the demigods, they go to that realm, that loka. There are those that worship forefathers, or even men or human beings, they remain in that realm. And then there's bhutas. They want to worship some people by animal and human sacrifice. It's going on for thousands of years. They want to worship the bhutas, and they hope they can become like a god amongst the bhutas. So they go to the lower planetary systems. So, but above the asuras are the devas. The devas. And they have some material aspirations, all of them as they surrender, but they are not, in the ultimate sense, envious of the Supreme Lord. They are worshippers. They practice upasana. But they have some material desire to enjoy or to have some... They are like the civil service of Paramatma. Just like Paramatma is like the government lord, but the civil service in a government, they're in charge of different regions, like the 8 vasus. They're in charge of the 5 gross material elements. Bhishma was Alu. He is in charge of the water element. So they're serving in that regard. And the other, that's the 5 gross. And then there is Chandra, moon, and the total aggregate. So there's different 8 vasus. They are the consorts of Indra. Indra is the king of Indraloka. Then above them there is Mahalok, Janalok, Tapalok, where the renounced sages and rishis live. They are meditating. They are less involved with trying to enjoy the material energy and the material facility. Sometimes people say, why are people suffering with God? Well, actually, if you follow Vedic prescriptions, you can enjoy materially to a much greater extent than we do in this Bhuloka. Bhuloka means the earth realm. We have earthly bodies. This is the grossest aspect of the material energy. So this, though, is considered the most blessed area because this is where Kṛṣṇa appears, particularly here in Vrindavan. He manifests his spiritual pastimes. So this material section, Bhuloka, is the best for self-realization. There are stories in the Shastra about the sage Bhadaraj. He left the heavenly planets, took birth on the Bhuloka system, and they were asking him, they were coming, why don't you come back up to Svargaloka or Mahalok, Janalok, Tapalok? Well, no, I'm reading the Vedas. The Vedas are particularly manifest, and because sense enjoyment on Bhuloka is very less, it's easier to study the Vedas. Indraloka is a place of the Apsaras, happiness materially, and so on and so forth. So the sages come here. This is also called Karma Bhumi. They perform tapasya, they study the Vedas, and these activities, yathā prapadyante, are very powerful. If you perform tapasya, brahmacharya, study, Ekadashi, Vrat, study of the Vedas, samadhamma, tapasocham, you control the mind and body and so on, then you can get a great fruit that can keep you in higher realms for millennium after millennium. So the Devaloka is there. Now considered the highest, higher than the Devas are Lord Shiva. In tathā, he is higher. Shiram yathā daripakari visesha yoga. He is the transformation of Vishnu for the performance of the work of destruction. He is also the Kala Shakti. So he is the highest of the Devas. Daksha found that out. But Brahma is considered higher than Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva manifests through Brahma. So Brahma is considered the topmost living entity. He has attained that because he surrendered to Kṛṣṇa. He's a great devotee, particularly in this universe. Our Lord Brahma is a pure devotee. He was there praying for the gopis. He could take the form of grass so he could get the dust of the gopis on his hair. So he is a great realized soul. The Brahma Samhita we have. So, but then Rishabhdev says, but highest of all are the Brahmanas, he says. But this does not mean caste Brahmanas, that is Apasampradaya. He means the Brahmana is Brahmana Janati Brahman. So the Brahmana is somebody who knows Janati Brahman, the Supreme. He knows what is, as Prabhupada describes here, he knows what is brahma-jyotir. He knows what is Paramatma. And he knows the transcendental world. He knows what Aishwarya Bhav is. So Lord Kṛṣṇa, Rishabhdev, who is empowered incarnation of Kṛṣṇa, he says that above the highest living entity in the universe is the Brahmana. And then he gives the reason, because Kṛṣṇa is inclined to the Brahmana, the true Brahmana, the knower of the material energy, the knower of the Brahman, the knower of Paramatma, and the knower of Bhagavan. So Vaikuntha Loka is there above that. The Brahman is the periphery of the material creation. Like I say, it's not fully manifest within the material energy, but it can be perceived in the material energy by the qualified yogi. Therefore, there are expressions, seeing the light. Don't see form, but see the light. So everything rests, brahmano pratisthāham, everything rests upon Kṛṣṇa, on the Brahman effulgence, emanating particularly from Paramatma, but it is the energy. But Paramatma is the personal supervision of Sutrimani Gana, how everything rests upon Kṛṣṇa in the material world. So above the Vaikuntha Lokas, the devotees, all of them, as they surrender unto me, they are the basic 5 rasas, Santaras, Dashyabhav, you're all experienced devotees, Sakyabhav, Vatsalya, and Madhuryabhav. So they are not really concerned in their worship. They're not really concerned, is Kṛṣṇa God? I don't know. He's our local hero. Nayaka is the Sanskrit word. He is our local hero. He is Yashodanandan. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. And we love him. And we are the Brijbasis. So this is this general term, just like when we sing in the beginning, Braja Jana Ranjana. That, you see, the rasa of the devotees surrendered in the higher realms can be divided in rasa tattva into sambandha ras and karma nuga, sambandha anuga. What does that mean in the spiritual world? Karma nuga is the madhurya ras, conjugal ras. In a broad term, there is varieties within it, of course, but there are the wives in Dwarka, they are in Kamanuga ras. And the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, they are the Kamanuga. Kama, that means not the calm of the material world, but the calm of prema, anuga, anuvartante, following this mood. Because Kṛṣṇa, if you remember, the third mula of understanding Kṛṣṇa is sarvaśaḥ. He is the source of all rasa. He's the source of all energy, and above that he is the Ishvara. But he is not just emanating energy, he is emanating rasa. So devotees, they take shelter of different rasas. So the wives of Kṛṣṇa in Dwarka and the gopis, they are surrendered in the mood of madhurya ras. And then Vatsalya, Sakya and Dasya and Dasya. Now it's important to understand that these are the 5 ingredients, but within a devotee they may have a mixture of this. For example, Balaram, he's elder to Kṛṣṇa, so he has a touch of Vatsalya. He's the protective elder brother, but he's also Sakya. Of course, he is Purusha Tattva, he is expansion of Supreme Lord as a devotee. Panchatattva Makam Kṛṣṇa, Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam. So he is But he is also relating to Kṛṣṇa in rasa. This is the important point, that everyone is relating to Kṛṣṇa in rasa. All the rasa are emanating from Kṛṣṇa, and every devotee has a constitutional attraction to a particular rasa. So below the Madhurya is the Sambandha ras. Sambandha ras includes Vatsalya, Sakhya, like I say, Dasya, and the elements of Sankhya. Sankhya means neutrality. But there it is, in Goloka, the Shantaras shouldn't be understood as neutrality. It is the Shantaras of Madhurya. Madhurya means honey. It is a loving mood. So different living entities, they take the form of cows and peacocks, and they have this neutrality in the sense that they're not relating to Kṛṣṇa in his ultimate form, a human-like form, but they are relating to Kṛṣṇa in Shantaras, but they also have this loving attitude to Kṛṣṇa. So then Dasya Bhav is the mood that I want to serve Kṛṣṇa, and the cowherd boyfriends headed by Sridham, Madhumangal, so on and so forth, they have the mood of friendship, Sakhya. But then there will be mixtures within that. And these are the basic five. Above that is Vatsalya. So they are included in the writings of the Goswamis and Bhaktivinoda Thakur as being Sambandha ras. Because just like we said, Brajajana Ranjana, in that song, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Jaya Radha Madhava Gopijana Balabhaya. So he's putting Radha and Kṛṣṇa, then he's taking Madhurya ras, then Yasodanandan, Vatsalya Bhav, and then Brajajana Ranjana. He's including all. So what does that mean, Sambandha ras? That means, just like its material example, if I meet somebody from my birthplace, say I was born in UP, so I meet somebody from Faridabad, and I was born in Faridabad. Oh, you're from Faridabad, I'm from Faridabad, right? So you went to that school? So there's a kind of sambandha. It's on the bodily platform, right? We become enthusiastic. Oh yeah, you're my friend, let's go to the restaurant and have a herbal tea. So that is that feeling of kinship. So in the spiritual, that all the rasas are in the material world, but they're in a very restricted form. But in the spiritual world, the Brajvasis, they all have this Sambandha ras. Oh, Kṛṣṇa, he's the son of Nanda Maharaj, and I'm a cowherd man in Vrindavan, and my wife, she is also a friend of Yashodananda. So we're all friends, we're all family, because it's a big village, right? So that Sambandha ras is there. And my children, look, they're friends with Sridham. He's best friends with Sridham, who is the brother of Radharani. So they're all interrelated. So therefore, Sambandha ras is there. But Madhurya ras, Karmanuga, is distinguished because the gopis are considered the highest position. But, important point, and all the Acharyas explain this, that every single devotee is perfectly satisfied in his particular relationship. So there is those five rasas in Goloka. So all of them as they surrender unto me. And then, what to say? Yes. So they are stimulated by the secondary rasas. Laughter, hasya, laughter, astonishment, adbhuta, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, and ghastliness. So these are 7 secondary rasas. So they're not part of the constitutional nature, but for example, Bhishma, he wanted to fight with Kṛṣṇa. That is virya ras, chivalry. Oh, you want to fight? I'm on Duryodhana's side. I want to fight you, Kṛṣṇa. Let's see what you're really made of. All this talk about Satchidananda, let's see. So, Bhishma...
There was no feeling of defeating Kṛṣṇa actually.
Huh?
There was no feeling of defeating Kṛṣṇa actually.
Yes, but you see, this is Yogamaya, and this is a particular rasa of virya, comes up. It's all supervised by Yogamaya, but it's all supervised in the sense it's supervised by praying. It is spontaneous, loving. So Bhishma, he had this virya rasa. And then there is, like I say, the different rasas, compassion, chivalry, hasya, just like it's in the Kṛṣṇa book. What was that person who put 4 arms, dressed in with 4 arms? Huh? Huh? Yeah, Pondraka. So it's explained that when Kṛṣṇa saw him with the 4 arms, he started laughing. So that is hasya ras. So in that way, and there Rupa Goswami explains there's 33 sanchari or vaibhavs in the spiritual world, and they are impelling or mixing moods. The last one is mrityu, the desire for death. Not death, but the extinguishment of the pain of separation. But that pain of separation, that vipralamba bhav in the spiritual world increases the ecstasy. In Goloka, all pastimes work on the duality of sambhoga and vipralamba. Supreme Lord is, he's gone to the cow. He's pasturing cows. That is vipralamba. Oh, Krishna's coming home, sambhoga. So this, it's like the breathing heart of the rasa. If you read Govinda Leelamrita, you'll see that Radha and Krishna are meeting and separation meet. And this is generating everything. So all of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. So this is reference, as Prabhupada expands there, that to devotees who have some spiritual knowledge. So this spiritual knowledge, this vidya, impels them, not impels, but it means they're conscious of Kṛṣṇa to a certain extent, right? Whether they are sadhakas or raga nuga bhaktas or bhava bhaktas, they all have some realization of Kṛṣṇa. Now, of course, the residents of the spiritual world, what's that word? Muktir hitavan yathā rūpam swarupena abhavastiti. That is in 2nd canto. That mukti, liberation from the material world, means to be situated in your swarup, which means your constitutional form. Because, like I say, we all have a constitutional relationship with Kṛṣṇa. That is also termed stahibhav, or constant mood. But it is developed and changes and mixes because of the sanchari bhavs. Kṛṣṇa is the object, and the devotee is the shelter, ashraya of prem. But also Kṛṣṇa is the ashraya of prem for his devotees, and they are exchanging prem. So that is the spiritual world. And so all of them are surrendered, and all are going up in this way. But, so that is a kind of landscape of the creation. But then everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pṛthā. You see, all of them, as they surrender, I reward accordingly, according to their particular development of spiritual and knowledge. They get a reciprocation, reward from Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa is ready to reward accordingly, but those that have got good spiritual master, who know Vedas, Acharya, so on, they know, I want to advance more. I want to go higher in this. I want to go to the point where I'm not just a demigod enjoying being one of Krishna's civil servants over the material energy, but I want to develop my pure swarup. As Prabhupada quoted there, aham. They lose all desire for material desire. That is Shuddha Bhakti. What is it? Janma kama anavrita. Nanyabhilasita sunyam. No hankering for any material fruit. Dhanam janam sundaram. No. Pure devotee is just fixed on the satisfaction of Kṛṣṇa. So that is rewarded. Kṛṣṇa reciprocates according to the devotee. So we should understand that very carefully, because Kṛṣṇa reciprocates perfectly according to our surrender. For example, now Janmashtami is coming, correct? On Monday. And there's fasting all day until? Midnight, yes. But I've noticed that sometimes people start eating at 11 o'clock. So if you fast all day and then you don't make it the last hour, yes, you fasted all day, but you haven't fulfilled the vrat. You should wait until 12 o'clock. Just like we take vow to chant 16 rounds per day. So 16 rounds is 1,000,000 times better at a conservative estimate than 15 rounds. Because 16 rounds is the order of the spiritual master. If I chant 15.5 rounds, have I fulfilled the order of the spiritual master? No. Of course, there are special circumstances. But we should understand the medium or the means of elevation in this surrendering process is the order of the spiritual master. So that is our access to the transcendental realm. That is our access to Swarup. And so the spiritual master, the acharyas, the writings of the acharyas, the Vedas, the Amala Puran, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should be immersed, the Satsandarbhas. This will give us knowledge and impetus to advance more. But we should understand that Ekadashi Vrat, it is explained that Ekadashi, that the days to make advancement nicely are Ekadashi and the appearance days of the great acharyas and the appearance days of the different incarnations. Just like sometimes around Christmas, maybe not, there is a sale, right? Everything is going cheap. 50% off. Come and buy. So Ekadashi and Janmashtami and other days, holy days, that is reduced price for advancement. So if we chant 64 rounds on Monday and we don't eat before midnight, we should check. Outside the door, people will be woofing back at 11 o'clock, my guarantee. I've seen it for 50 years. But you should wait till at 12 o'clock and add a couple of minutes extra, just for safety. Huh?
The Aarti starts at 12 o'clock.
Yes, you should attack the Akarti, but many people, they start eating and then Oh, I haven't slept all day. And then, never mind the arti. We should go to the arti and then put in another half an hour or so. And then take a little prasad, right? Then you've done the vrat nicely. And that is the vrat given by acharyas. That's the means of elevation. So this is a very important point, that the better we follow the order of the spiritual master, we will increase our devotional credits. Kṛṣṇa will educate us. We will free us. Because everything I reward accordingly. That means that Kṛṣṇa is the ultimate guru. Kṛṣṇa, what do we say? Sevan mukhi jivāde swayameva spuriyada. Spurti means that we're doing sadhana, but spurti, Kṛṣṇa, oh, now I understand. That is spurti. That is realization. That is bestowed by Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is rewarding us. So if you want a big reward on Janmashtami, fast all day. If you need, take water, but go to the arti. And then some prasad here or there, never mind. But don't take it at 11 o'clock with everyone woofing away. That is not a good idea. Because Kṛṣṇa is in the heart, you see. Kṛṣṇa will say, okay, you get the 11 o'clock reward. But Ramcharan, he waited till 12:10. He'll get the full reward, you see. So this is important. You see, Kṛṣṇa, as they surrender to me, not as I force them to surrender, but as they use their independence to surrender to me, I reward accordingly. And so this is why we've described all those different levels of living entities. They are all there according to their particular desire and surrender. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sava Shastra Hoy, Lavamata Sadhu Sangha, Sava Siddhi Hoy. Right? Throughout the Shastra, right? Sudha Bhakata Charana Reina. If you serve the pure devotees, Mahat Sevam Dwara Maho Vimuktes. If you serve those, this is the most powerful way to elevate yourself and get the reward of Kṛṣṇa. But then everyone follows my path in all respects. You see, all of them as they surrender to me, that means the devotees that are surrendering in bhakti. Just like akama, sarva kama. So everyone follows my path. Moksha kama. So sarva kama means those materialists. They are not consciously surrendering to Kṛṣṇa, but they're indirectly surrendering to the Kṛṣṇa in the form of the material energy, in the form of Mahamaya, in the form of the three modes of nature. Vasudeva Savamiti. So they are surrendered. They may be, in a relative sense, be papi, thieves, rascal, rogues. Then they become monkeys, right? Right? Monkeys, they can steal things all day and the police don't put them in the jail. There's some good karma in there, but they're doing bad things. So, according to your interaction with the material energy in terms of papa and punya, you will get a body accordingly. There's 8,400,000 varieties. So, that is sarva karma. They're full of desire. So the material energy, if one is not performing sadhana, one is in a kind of whirlpool of desire, where you can be restrained at one moment and then crazy and drunken at one time and go to this planet, that planet. It's like being in a whirlpool. But then, moksha kama, this is reference to those that want liberation, just like Kṛṣṇa said earlier, vitaraga bhaya krodha. So these are different reactions to the material energy. Raga means I'm attracted. Bhaya means I'm fearful of it. Krodha means I don't want it, I'm angry with it. So I become suicidal or I become interested in Brahman effulgence. I don't want God, I want to be in the Brahman. Vita raga. Raga, I want to enjoy like a young man. Oh, I'm strong, let me go and enjoy life. Raga, bhaya. So somebody comes back from a war and he has a terrible experience, so he's fearful, he's become neurotic in that way. So these are all different interactions with the material energy. All of them follow my path in all respects. So then after bhaya becomes, I don't want to be in this material world. But the important point is, Kṛṣṇa says, you should worship the Supreme Lord. And we can understand that. There's many religions, tribal religions, homemade religions, and in one way they're worshipping a big rock, or they have a conception of God as a big mountain, or the conception of God as fire, the conception of God as the sun. So that is okay. By trying to worship God in different forms of His manifestation, though they're not properly educated in the Vedic standards, they are, as long as you keep trying, you will get some benefit. If you worship God as the sun, you think, oh, God, the sun is giving heat to us, so God is the sun. So you are recognizing in an indirect way that there is a Supreme Lord, so you will get some benefit in this way. But then if you think God is some Rakshasa demon, and you're dedicated to doing sinful things, then you will get that result. So in that way, Kṛṣṇa has put very nicely, all of them as they surrender unto me. That's the devotees. Everyone follows my path in all respects. That is the material energy. And even the brahma-jyotir worshippers, the one liberation into Brahman. So they are not devotees. So Kṛṣṇa has put the devotees first, all of them as they surrender unto me. And then, after that, everyone follows my path in all respects. So that is hinting at the materialist. They are also following me. But I'm not rewarding them. They're just getting the fruit of their karma. So what does it say as a final verse to make Sachinandan happy? That verse in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, in the Brahma Samhita. Yastrinda gopamata vendra mahosva karma bandhana rupam falabhajam atanoti karmadi nirdahati kinchu chabhakti bhajam govindamadi purasham tamaham bhajāmi. That I am giving everyone the fruit of their karma. But those that perform bhajan unto me, karmadi, their reactions I burn to ashes and I give them. And then Lord Brahma says, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham bhajāmi. So this bhajan, upasana, this is the secret to be absorbed in Bhuloka. To worship the Supreme Lord. In whatever way we can, from whatever position we are, with whatever understanding, then Kṛṣṇa will lead us. He will lead us. Guru Kṛṣṇa Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Beads. So this verse is covering everything. The spiritual creation, the Vaikuntha Lokas, Haridham, Goloka, is covering Maheshdham, is carrying Durgadham, everything is supervised by Kṛṣṇa. But the important point is, Kṛṣṇa is supplying the answer to our activity. What is that verse? Nicho Nichanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Yoda Dadati Kaman. That there are many eternals, but Kṛṣṇa is the supreme eternal. There are many conscious beings, Kṛṣṇa is the supremely conscious. And that one is supplying the desire of all the other living entities. So we are independent, we are vibhinangsa, we have independent desiring capacity. If we realize that, contemplate that, and then we realize, now I should desire correctly. You understand? I should desire my swarup. I should desire to go to Goloka. I should desire self-realization. Once that, then Kṛṣṇa fulfills that desire. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, thank you for your kind attention. And I'll be watching you on Janmashtami at 12 o'clock. Don't worry.
Kṛṣṇa reciprocated with Pṛthā.
Huh?
Kṛṣṇa reciprocated with Pṛthā.
Yes.
Go to the next class.
Huh?
Next class.
Yes, we figured that out.